A dark, violent storm is sweeping across the Great Lakes. It is November 1913, and the Isaac M. Scott, a massive iron freighter, is heading straight into the heart of a furious tempest. Unknown to her crew, this journey will be their last. The Isaac M. Scott was a steel-hulled bulk freighter built in 1909 by the American Shipbuilding Company in Lorain, Ohio. Measuring 504 feet in length, with a beam of 54 feet and a gross tonnage of 6,372 tons, she was powered by a triple-expansion steam engine driving a single-screw propeller. In dreadful foreshadowing, her life on the Great Lakes began ominously, marred by tragedy. On July 12, 1909, the Isaac M. Scott set out on her maiden voyage, a gleaming example of a steel-hulled freighter built for the rough waters of the Great Lakes. However, she was not the only large ship plying the same waters that day. Elsewhere, another massive freighter, the John B. Cowie, set out from Two Harbors, Minnesota, with a load of iron ore heading for Cleveland. While cutting through the fog of Whitefish Bay and Lake Superior, neither ship could see what was coming, each other. At 4 in the morning, disaster struck. The Isaac M. Scott collided with the John B. Cowie. The Cowie sank in a matter of minutes, taking 14 of her 24 crew members to the cold, dark depths. The crew found the Isaac M. Scott with her prow holed in 2 compartments, but they somehow managed to limp her back to port. The repairs? $30,000, a hefty price for a ship barely out of her dock. But the aftermath would reveal a more sinister truth. Both ships had been speeding through the thick fog. Captain W.G. Rogers of the John B. Cowie, pilot Edward E. Carleton, and pilot F.W. Wertheimer of the Isaac M. Scott were held responsible. That tragic morning forever marked their careers. Months later, the stakes were higher as the Isaac M. Scott left Port Huron, Michigan, on November 9, 1913. This was not just any voyage. It would be the ship's ultimate test. Loaded with coal, the freighter headed for Milwaukee, but little did the crew know they were sailing straight into the heart of a storm that would soon become legendary. Soon the ship's crew, led by Captain A. MacArthur, who had been the ship's master since her launch, would be facing a relentless battle against nature's fury. The big blow was a force of nature, unlike anything the Great Lakes had seen before. Winds howled at 75 miles per hour, and waves soared to heights of 35 feet, dwarfing the mighty freighters below. Isaac M. Scott was not just combating nature. She was fighting for survival against an enemy that would not show mercy. The gale's fury escalated with each passing hour, and Isaac M. Scott began to feel its weight. The rudder was damaged, and the engines sputtered, barely able to keep up with the violent waters. Communication with the shore was severed. The crew was isolated. There was no help. Desperately, the mariners attempted to drop anchor, hoping to steady the ship amidst the chaos. But it was too late. The storm was relentless. The Isaac M. Scott began to tilt, slowly as water surged in, turning the deck slick with terror. Every wave that crashed against the ship brought them closer to their doom. The 28 men aboard were powerless to stop it. The boat had begun to surrender to the storm. And then, in the black of night, it happened. Many believe Isaac M. Scott was struck by something no one could have prepared for, a rogue wave, a monstrous, unexpected surge of water that overshadowed everything else. The storm had already been cruel, but such a wave would have been beyond belief. Likely, no sailor would have ever seen anything like it, a wall of water rising from the depths, swallowing the ship whole. It was a fight that the Isaac M. Scott could not win. As the freighter capsized, all hands were taken with her to the depths. No distress signal, no survivors. only silence in the storm's wake. The wreck of the Isaac M. Scott lay undisturbed for years, decades in fact, until the wreckage was discovered the year the Yanks across the pond were celebrating their bicentennial. 1976. The wreck was found to be lying upside down at a depth of 180 feet, half buried in the Lake Huron mud, with the bow still pointing into the storm that had claimed her. The site now lies within the Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary, a sobering reminder of the power of the Great Lakes. The Isaac M. Scott was built to endure the harshest conditions the Great Lakes could throw its way, but in the face of a possible rogue wave and an unrelenting storm, even she was no match for the power of nature. Her wreck remains a chilling monument to the lives lost in the storm and the unforgiving waters of Lake Huron. If you were captivated by the tragic tale of the Isaac M. Scott, make sure to leave a comment below to share your thoughts on this tragic wreck, and let us know which other shipwrecks you would like to hear about next. Please also like, share and subscribe so we may continue bringing you more harrowing tales of ship disasters. As always, we thank you for watching.